Hey everybody, just playing a little more Diablo 3. I think I finally got to, yes, the part in the gameplay video. Look at that, they sacrificed these 3 virgins. That's sweet. Summon this guy. You see this? You see this, guys? Watch this. He blows them apart, right? And that guy right there, let's go check it out. He's still sticking out of the wall right there. Let me just pause it right there. You see that guy? The whole map is destructible, so he's sticking out of the wall. Oh, by the way, a lot of people don't believe this is a real pause screen. Look at that. I mean, I can just pause it all day long. I don't know why this looks fake to you. I mean, a lot of you are saying because my escape key's not over here. This is a G15 keyboard. Escape key's right here on the G15. And they're saying that I'm not using my mouse because the mouse was like over here. Look, this goes to my other computer, which is down there. This is a different mouse. I don't use that mouse. And look, it's all for real pause screen. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Don't believe shit. Another thing people are saying that there's black bars above this thing. That's just like my TV. If you change the dimensions of it, you can change all that crap, make it full screen, whatever. I use a big TV as my monitor because I'm neat like that. Let me just move this over here, because I'm gonna have because I got the specialist over here. He's in the bathroom doing something, and it's gonna show me some CAT scans that he got, and we're gonna compare them to like a normal brain when he gets in here. Oh, here he is. Come on in. He's kind of short, so you want this stool or? Yeah, why don't you have a seat right over there?
Much obliged.
It's Dr. Tank.
Hey!
What's up, Tank?
Who?
Alright, so you got some CAT scan images, right? Where are they at? Okay. They're on a splash drive. I'll just put them in, on screen here and have a look-see here what's going on. Alright, this one is called Normal Brain. Okay. And the second one, this is My Brain. Okay. And this dark spot, is that like the occipital lobe carcinoma?
Hey!
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's get serious for just a second. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. I can't believe some of you believed all that nonsense that I had Diablo 3. Like, what the fuck? They just gave it to me. Like, just some dude. I wanted to play Diablo 3. I won't play it now, goddammit. I'm gonna die of cancer. They sent me the game and I started playing it. You guys believe that? This is a good opportunity for some of you people that are gullible and you learn something about yourself and you learn, like, maybe you should apply these things you know now to other situations in your life. Like, maybe you're religious and maybe you don't really take things based on evidence and critical thinking and you just kind of believe whatever you've been taught all your life, which is another reason why people think talking about cancer or people that have cancer is the same as making fun of them, or it's like really in bad taste. I mean, it may be, but it's funny as hell. Cancer is one of the funniest things on the planet. I mean, it's like when Cartman entered the Special Olympics on South Park. He wasn't making fun of retarded people. He was pretending to be one of them in order to achieve a certain goal, which was to win the prize money or wherever it was. That's what I was doing. I was pretending to be a cancer patient in order to pull off this elaborate hoax, which I've done before with the Ashbringer quest, with the fake suicide type video. I always do stuff on like April Fool's Day. That's just kind of my thing. And some people get my type of humor, some people don't. And for those that don't, you're just missing out, because if you choose to get offended, what I do or what anybody would say to you, you're choosing to get offended. I mean, it's your own damn fault that you're offended and you're having a bad day when you don't have to. You don't have to take things so seriously. People that have cancer don't need to be made fun of. And I wasn't making fun of people with cancer. I was making fun of cancer. Cancer, the bad thing that I was making fun of, and you're getting mad at me for making fun of a bad thing. It's almost like you guys that have someone in your family with cancer, you know somebody that died of cancer, a friend or relative. You think I'm personally attacking them like I actually know them, and I'm making fun of them personally. That's like one of those, your mama's so fat jokes. Nobody knows anybody's mama. They just say it because people get pissed at it, and you make fun of them because they're easily offended. It's not because they're actually making fun of somebody. What's even more hilarious is the people that are so into gaming that they didn't even care that I had cancer. It's just like, I don't believe you have Diablo 3. That's just wrong. I don't believe it. And they're just all getting mad because they thought somebody had the game and they were playing it for them. And that's just sad. But It's kind of like an inside joke for people that have seen my other videos, that have seen the E-Phoenix video I made about the kid who had cancer and went to Blizzard with Make-A-Wish. That was actually just a joke I threw in for Midget, a friend of mine who pranks, he works for like a radio station sometimes, and he made a prank call to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Said he wanted some kind of Warcraft character, left it on their answer machine. So I didn't think anybody actually believed I had cancer, but you gotta admit it's funny as fuck. Cancer is funny, AIDS is funny, AIDS water is funny, AIDS in a pool is funny. Rape is not funny, but raping or being raped by somebody's grandmother, funny. It makes it funny. Punching babies, fucking hilarious in certain situations. Not in real life, but the idea of punching babies is funny. Talking to people in foreign countries that are on this one laptop per child, they don't have a lot of money and a lot of food, and you just like, you eat steak in front of them and then you throw it in the trash can. That's hilarious. It's cruel, but it's funny at the same time. I mean, it's kind of a sick, twisted sense of humor, but you gotta kind of have a worldview that laughing is good, not getting offended at things is good. Why get pissed? I mean, there are certain things you should get pissed about, but somebody saying something or doing something that has nothing to do with you is not one of them. Anyway, so you can all rest easy that I'm not gonna die. Well, I might die. I mean, you could die tomorrow. It's just something you gotta think about. Actually, when I first started to make the video, I came home, like I spent all Sunday night coming up with all these ideas because I was just playing San Andreas, and when I think of something, I'd write it down. It turns out I had like a whole big page of stuff, so I just started reading it off. And I ended up having so much stuff that it was easy to keep a straight face because it was just hard to remember what all I'd written down. Then I got home and like, I had a headache, my head was hurting, I was kind of dizzy because I've been taking this medication, and my nose started bleeding. I was like, holy shit, maybe I do have brain cancer, and I very well may. I don't know, I haven't even checked. It's a possibility. Now that would be really ironic if I actually do have brain cancer, and I find out later and I try and tell everybody I have brain cancer and nobody believes me because it's like the boy who cried wolf. That reminds me of a story. The people that I was talking about, they brought up a certain way. The parents tell them that certain things are taboo and you shouldn't talk about certain things and it's wrong. Talking about cancer doesn't cause cancer. Talking about cancer doesn't make anybody's cancer get worse if they have cancer. Making jokes about it doesn't affect it. Praying for somebody to get better if they have cancer does absolutely no good whatsoever. Doesn't do anything. Putting little ribbons on the back of your car doesn't make cancer go away. Doesn't help cancer. Raising awareness doesn't help cancer. Wearing red shirts on Women's Breast Cancer Day doesn't help cancer. Putting stickers and ribbons on trees doesn't bring soldiers home. It's all just superstition. Actually, me saying that I have cancer and then not having cancer actually makes me less likely to have cancer, because then I've created a mathematical circumstance where it would be coincidental for me to actually have cancer after saying I had cancer as a hoax. Because what are the odds that I'll actually have cancer when I said I did as a lie? So I probably just protected myself from some cancer. Actually, that was a lie. That probably has no effect either, because it's all just random chance. I think I heard somewhere that everybody has cancer. Like they all have cancer cells, like misshapen cells that don't follow the normal structure of tissue. I don't know, sometimes they mutate and start growing out of control and they get in your bloodstream and it's bad. That's leukemia, I think. But there's nothing I can do about cancer. I mean, I guess I did raise awareness. Let's see what good that does. Now that you know that about cancer, maybe we can put a stop to this cancer by you knowing about it. It makes no sense. Anybody that's ever watched Kids in the Hall knows Bruce McCullough is the cause of cancer anyway. Dave Foley knows that. It's all Bruce McCullough's fault, damn it. Another thing I imagine is that people that are disabled or have a disease like cancer or some kind of debilitating illness, they don't like you making them feel like they're different. Like that points it out to them that they have a disease. They want to be treated like everybody else, I imagine. So, like when I made fun of E-Phoenix, I'm making fun of him because he sucks at Warcraft, not because he has cancer. If he sucks at Warcraft, he sucks at Warcraft. Don't treat him like he's special and let him win every game. He doesn't want to win every game. He wants to challenge. He wants to live life to the fullest while he's still here. I mean, that's the whole point of making fun of E-Phoenix. So you people really just got to get over your superstitions and all these things that have been ingrained into you from childhood. And there's a story about this girl whose mother had taught her how to bake, and she was a good cook and everything. Like, her mother had taught her to put a bowl of water next to the cake whenever she put the cake in the oven, right? And she asked her mother, like, why do we put that there? Is it like to keep the cake moist, or what do you do it? She's like, well, I don't know. My grandma taught me how to do it, and that she always just did that, and so I've always done it, and now I'm teaching you to do it. And like, the girl went to her grandmother. She said, why do you put these bowls of water next to your cakes when you bake them? And she's like, oh, it's because my rack in my oven is crooked. I need to weigh it down so it levels it out. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You get taught something from childhood. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I heard this great story on the Atheist Network, whatever it was. The guy was talking about Scientology and how aliens came down the volcano and spewed out all these souls, and the aliens are going to come back, and he's lived frozen in ice for like 75 million years or some bullshit story like that. And he was like, now you see how crazy that sounds? He's like, that's how I feel about Christianity and God coming down, dying for 3 days, and turning water into wine, walking on water, and healing the sick, and raising the dead, and holy crap, all this stuff. Pretty much the same thing right there. You're just told something from childhood, and you believe it because you've been told it, and you have nothing to prove you wrong. So that's why you gotta actually look up some evidence and find out what's really going on in the world. And I guess that's a good way to promote this idea, is to make a crazy hoax and piss everybody off. And I apologize to all the different forums that are mad at me for spoiling the Diablo 3 game, which isn't really spoiling if you're just making up a bunch of crazy shit off the top of your head.